As the great Stephen Sondheim once wrote, art isn't easy. Especially if you're the Bay City Theater, San Francisco's award-winning queer theater. And most especially when you're Lola Grant, the current artistic director, an African-American woman who is leading Bay City into a new era with the world premiere of Kaiser the Playwright's fresh new play. Only problem is, our writer is a no-show for rehearsals already in progress. So with that, and being pulled in a million directions by a meticulous non-binary stage manager, a rowdy cast of actors, and an often inflexible board president, Lola has a lot on her plate, and it's a wonder she hasn't run out of the theater screaming. But the day is young. We catch up with Lola at home with her wife Gabby on what starts out as a simple morning in early March 2020. Oh, how innocent life seemed back then. There are probably a bunch of other important details you should know, but you'll find them out eventually. And if you don't remember where you are, just remember you're always in good company. Episode 1. Home is where the art is.
Coffee!
I'm boiling water for the French press. Where is the French press? Toast?
Just the coffee, Gabby. I'm already late.
All right, well, slow down for a second and plant one on me. Come on, lady artistic director. Bocce.
Mwah.
Ooh, just the cheek? All right, I'll take it. Hey, listen, we need to talk about Andre's chemistry test.
Babe, yes, I know. I promise we'll talk about this later. But Kaiser, the playwright, is already late for the last 2 weeks of rehearsal. I only have so much bandwidth this morning. How long until the water's
Just
going
a
to
few minutes. Come on, this is the only time I get you all day to talk about Dre. It's hard to cram all the parenting into a 5-minute kitchen drive-by.
You know how much I have riding on this. I don't know what we're going to do if he doesn't show up today. It's the first season I've programmed entirely myself since I came on board.
I know. Hey, by the way, does he really call himself Kaiser the Playwright? I mean, what does he think he is? Chance the Rapper?
Can you turn that off already? Who is Chance the Rapper?
Oh, Lola. Sometimes I think you forget you've got a teenage son you should be trying to relate to. Listen, I know your ass is on the line. And that's why you need toast to settle your stomach.
No toast. I can't be bloated this morning. Okay, so you have been listening.
Well, it's all you talk about. And that's not a bad thing. But we really need to talk about our son's C+ on his chemistry test. And then his grades in U.S. history, English, and Spanish. We should schedule a parent-teacher conference. His grades were never this bad back in Austin.
And you're saying that's my fault? Because we moved him out of the high school where he was a straight-A student. Thanks for making me feel like a bad mother.
I'm not saying you're a bad mother.
You're saying it's my fault he's having a hard time adjusting?
Let me start by saying I love you. And I'm not trying to attack or shift blame. However...
Here we go.
Lola, I need you to listen to me with an open heart.
I am trying.
I'm just saying that since we moved to San Francisco, your job seems to be the focus of your attention. And I know it's important to you. But you never ask about how I'm doing at the water department. I hear every detail about how CJ's rehearsal reports are practically novellas and how Constance wants to be Lear next season because Glenda Jackson did it on Broadway. But I don't get to tell you about the bullshit minutia of my office. It's like you don't want to hear me. Let me get the French press.
It's fine. I'll get something on my way in. What time is it, CJ?
It's 11:15. He's over an hour late, Lola. Actually, over 25 hours.
I don't know what's keeping him. You sure he didn't try to leave a message on the landline we never check? Oh, can you try him
You
again
mean
on
in
the...
addition to the 50 times I already texted, emailed, called, WhatsApped, and DM'd him on Insta? Sure. I don't know what kind of artistic director loses track of a playwright and allows him to come in and world premiere a play without an ending 2 weeks before previews.
Cool your jets, Constance.
Oh, you're welcome to any time, Javier.
How many times do I have to tell you you're barking up the wrong tree, lady?
I can be a real bitch sometimes. Oh, oh, that turn you on? You can call me Conrad while you're entering through the back door if it'll make you feel better.
Stop it, you two. Save it for the play.
Oh, we would, Lola, but it's not in the play yet.
Hey, where's your hand going, Constance? That's harassment.
That's your knee. Harassment is a few inches north, and by the looks of that moose knuckle, maybe only a few centimeters.
What's a moose knuckle? Is that another theater term they didn't teach us at Carnegie Mellon?
I got this, Bridget. Now, Constance, do I have to hand you another copy of Bay City Theater's harassment guidelines? Oh, honey, it's not harassment if he's pretty and his eyes tell me what his lips are dying to.
Is that true? There must be a page missing from my copy.
It's not true, Bridget, and please don't call me honey, Constance. Oh, is that another one of your gender non-binary things? I mean, if we don't have genders, then how the hell do I know who to flirt with, Lola?
Constance, we don't have time to unpack all the offensive things you just said. Let me shortcut it for you. Respect the people in this room. Is that clear?
Perfectly. My apologies.
And stop being so horny. Gay boys don't like you. Never have, never will. Maybe we should just start rehearsal and Kaiser can jump in when he gets here.
What's the point? We've blocked everything up into the end so far.
We can run lines.
Oh, Jinx, you owe me Coke.
It's supposed to be you owe me a Coke.
Not when you've been in the theater as long as I have.
We're not going to have a show, CJ.
We'll have a show, Lola.
Not without a playwright, CJ. He could be dead. He could have had too much to drink and stepped out in front of a car on Michigan Avenue before he could get on a plane.
All the geniuses are drunks.
Oh, please. He's not Eugene O'Neill. Is he, Lola?
He did get drunk at the opening night cast party for his play I directed when he was at Yale.
Oh, I miss college cast parties.
Maybe he was an alcoholic the whole time and I never knew. And I should have. I considered him my protege. He's like a son to me. If I got pregnant in high school, oh, maybe my son is an alcoholic and that's why he's going to fail out of school.
All right, that's it. Bridget, why don't you run the scene where Constance seduces you?
Yay! Oh, I love running lines.
We know.
And what am I supposed to do?
Enjoy the view, Javier. I don't mind.
I'll do push-ups.
Whatever. We'll be in Lola's office if you need us.
What are we doing, CJ?
A deep breathing exercise. And if that doesn't calm you down, a Valium. Put your head in between your knees, Lola.
It's not helping. Valium, please, CJ.
You're fine. Kaiser's fine. We're going to find him. I'm going to rub your back while you take a few deep breaths. There you go. You were starting to worry me for a minute.
It's contagious, like the coronavirus. Do you think I should call the police to file a missing persons report?
Stop spinning. There's got to be a simple explanation.
Do you believe that?
Do you believe I believe that? Yeah, what is it, Bridget?
I don't mean to interrupt, but Constance thinks that we should do non-traditional casting and have Javier take over my part.
But this is an intergenerational lesbian love story. You can't have a man play a lesbian.
But what if he has no gender? That'll make you happy, right, CJ? It's not the same thing, and you can't just rewrite someone's play to satisfy your libido, Constance. Being an ally is hard.
Let's get back to rehearsal.
But what about...
I'm fine. Being needed calms me down.
Lola?
Javi, I'm fine, and you don't have to play a lesbian.
Thank God. But that's not why I'm here. Guess who just walked in?
Hey-yo!
well, looky.
Am I in the right place? It's much smaller than I expected, and you're all crammed in here like sardines. I'm just gonna disinfect the air with some Lysol.
Kaiser, we went over this. I was going to introduce you and take all the credit for finding you. Way to steal my thunder.
Oh my God, you're Kaiser the playwright. You're like a K-pop star to me.
You're not dead. I knew it all along.
I decided to ditch my flight and take the train from Chicago, Lola. I get all my best writing done deep in the bosom of Middle America.
How poetic.
How pretentious.
So, who can go get me a cold pressed juice and take my luggage back to the hotel?
Hi, I'm CJ, the stage manager. Pronouns they, them, theirs. Normally, I would be happy to do that, but you're late. And that will never happen again, number one. And number two, we've got you set up at company housing.
Right. I had my intern make a reservation at the Fairmont. They'll send a maid up to clean your room whenever you ask. And they charge if you don't cancel within 24 hours. So, CJ should bring a company card with them so I don't get charged for the suite and room service. Should we get started? Where's the rehearsal room?
CJ, can you and the actors show Kaiser where to go for rehearsal?
I'll show him where he can go.
What was that?
Right this way.
What was that accent you're using, Constance?
That's my voice.
It's ruining my play.
That was just the first line.
Well, that's how bad it is. You're fine, though, Javier.
Is that a compliment?
And you.
Me?
Yes, you, Bridget. You're too tall, too young, and you're the wrong color.
All right, I've had enough of your...
I'll handle this, CJ. You can't say that, Kaiser. I know you just got here, but we've got a certain code of conduct of mutual respect we adhere to. CJ, can you hand Kaiser a copy of the handbook?
I'm Korean and famous. Of course I can say that. Keep the handbook. Sweetheart? Is that a non-gender term?
Call it 10.
10. Everyone out.
Thank you, 10.
I don't know what's gonna go.
In all my use, has anyone talked about my voice?
You need backup muscle, Lola? I just did 500 push-ups earlier.
And it shows, Javier. I might have to write a new scene where you take your shirt off.
Oh, thanks. You better watch yourself, cabron.
I'll handle this. You can go. You too, CJ. All right. Time to be straight with me, Kaiser. What is going on with you?
She was ruining everything. I turned down Victory Gardens for this, Lola.
The rehearsal room is always a safe space, and you know it. Don't try to play me. I directed your first show in grad school. You never behaved like this.
And since then, I've had 14 productions of the next play I wrote. The New York Times called me the next Tony Kushner.
So what, lots of playwrights are in the Times?
Any playwright can be in arts and leisure. I was in the style section, in Gucci. That's when you know you've made it.
How does the play end, Kaiser?
It ends at the end. Right now, you've got a problem with how the play starts.
No, I got a problem with a playwright who thinks he's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Leonardo DiCaprio, how old are you?
Old enough to know a real artist from a flash in the pan.
How would you know what a real artist is? It takes one to know one. You don't even understand the beginning of my play.
Maybe I'd understand the beginning if I knew how it ended.
I wouldn't embarrass the end of my play by forcing it to be part of this amateurish production.
Then why did you say yes in the first place if you don't think I'm a real artist?
The money!
Is that what you care about now? At Yale, you talked about being an artist and not ever compromising. You talked about integrity and standing for something. Now, all you talk about is who you're wearing. I read the article in the style section. What a disappointment from the person I knew and believed in. That's why I brought you here, because I believed that real artist I met 3 years ago still had a pulse in there somewhere, underneath your designer clothes.
I'm pulling the play. And leaving.
Kaiser,
He's gone.
Did you all hear that?
Every tragic syllable. Nice projection, by the way.
I deserved it. Do you think he's staying alone at the Fairmont?
What side are you on?
His backside, always.
Should someone go after Kaiser?
No, I've got to handle this. Now we really don't have a show. What are we gonna do?
We could always do this wonderful little play, One Less Egg to Fry. It's got a perfect part for me.
It's a one-woman show, and you wrote it.
What's your point?
You've been listening to In Good Company, presented by New Conservatory Theater Center, San Francisco's premier nonprofit queer and allied theater. Subscribe on your preferred podcast app so that you never miss an episode. And help us keep the art alive by donating at nctcsf.org. Any amount makes a difference. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at New Conservatory Theater Center. Thanks so much for sharing your time with us.